The best cars of all time. What are they? It could be the iconic BMW E34 or the brilliantly nimble E36. Many would also name the indestructible Toyota Mark II or the legendary Nissan Skyline. This title is also held by vehicles like the famous G-Wagon, the Toyota Land Cruiser, and the invincible Audi Quattro. And of course, American muscle cars from the 60s belong on this list. There will be separate, detailed videos about all these cars. But today, I'm going to tell you about a car that can also be confidently called one of the greatest of all time. I'm About Cars channel, and today's hero is the Mercedes-Benz W124. This car confirms the theory that cars used to be more reliable, of higher quality, and more durable. They went all out in designing this Mercedes. The goal was to create the best sedan in every respect. Do you know the motto during the creation of the W124? Perfection, and nothing but perfection. Revolutionary aerodynamic design, a first-class multi-link rear suspension, and in terms of safety, it was one of the most advanced cars in the world. The development costs for the W124 were colossal and hard to recoup, because the next E-Class model, the W210, was the first product of an era where cost-cutting became paramount. Marketers began to take the reins, and development budgets for future models were slashed dramatically. The new model was first seen at an exhibition in Seville in 1984. The W124 caused a real sensation among buyers and Mercedes-Benz enthusiasts alike. In subsequent years, a coupe version appeared, which is still considered one of the most stylish Mercedes coupes ever. With a 202 horsepower engine, it did 0–100 km/h in 7.8 seconds, and with a 272 horsepower engine tuned by AMG, the coupe accelerated in under 7 seconds. By the way, it was around that time that AMG signed its first official partnership agreement with Mercedes. That same year, Mercedes-Benz, succumbing to the trend of all-wheel drive, released the 4MATIC modification. With it, the W124 turned into a car for all occasions. With 160 mm of ground clearance, the all-wheel drive Mercedes had excellent off-road qualities. And remember, modern crossovers don't have much more clearance than that. On any surface, this Mercedes felt more than confident. An 8-seater long wheelbase sedan was also produced. This body variant received a wheelbase extended by 80 cm. This super limo had 6 doors and an additional full row of seats, easily accommodating 8 people. These models were mainly intended for use as hotel limousines and taxis for meeting VIPs. Wealthy clients wanting to show off also used it as a luxury chauffeur car. Such a unique car, as you can imagine, made a lasting impression. But in 1990, a true diamond appeared among Mercedes, the famous wolf in sheep's clothing, the Mercedes 500e. Just mentioning this car makes many hearts, including mine, skip a beat. As a fan of this machine, I could talk about it endlessly, but I'll try to be brief and stick to the most interesting facts. This beast was developed and assembled in collaboration with Porsche specialists. A 5-liter V8 engine with 326 horsepower propelled it from 0 to 100 km/h in 6.1 seconds. The way it was assembled can be described by a famous saying, "The bathhouse is across the street from the changing room. Judge for yourself." The bodies were manufactured at the Mercedes plant, then sent to the Porsche plant, where the drivetrain and engine were installed, then shipped back to Mercedes for pre-delivery preparation, and from there distributed to customers. The entire production process for one car took 18 days. Externally, this model could be distinguished by its widened wheel arches, wide, low-profile tires on alloy wheels, additional fog lights integrated into the lower part of the front bumper, different headlights, different bumpers with spoilers, and different side trim. This machine cost as much as 2 regular 2.0-liter W124s, more than an S500 in the 140 body, and was about 20% more expensive than a BMW M5 E34. Proportionally, the 500e was one of the most stolen cars in the world. Over 5 years of production, about 10,500 units were built. Today, finding a 500e in good condition is extremely difficult. On the used market, this exclusive sedan commands prices from about $3,500 up to $1 million in equivalent local currency. A very interesting fact is that the Mercedes Wolf featured in the 1998 film Taxi. The main villains of the film raced through the city in 2 gorgeous 500es, evading police pursuit. In the film's script, one of the main characters uttered a profanity directed at the Mercedes driver. The Mercedes company sued the creators of Taxi and, of course, won, being awarded $2 million in damages. Various tuners of that era loved modifying the W124. Even in stock form, it had excellent driving dynamics. Superb build quality and advanced technical solutions allowed tuning studios to go all out. The most striking example of that time was a project from Brabus, the Brabus EV12 7.3S, a 7.3-liter engine producing 572 horsepower with 772 Nm of torque. The V12 engine was taken from a Mercedes 600, bored out to 7.3 liters, fitted with forged high-strength pistons, modified cylinder heads, replaced camshafts, a new intake and exhaust system, and many other changes. This monster accelerated from 0 to 100 km/h in 4.5 seconds, with a top speed of 307 km/h, 191 mph. A Brabus-tuned W124 could compete on equal terms with most supercars of its time. Not long ago, Brabus announced the sale of one of its show cars with only 252 kilometers on the odometer. This is a Mercedes-Benz 6.5 W124 with 444 horsepower, doing 0 to 100 km/h in 5.2 seconds. This beauty was used for a long time as a display model, hence the low mileage. The starting price at a private auction was $180,000 and, according to some reports, settled around $400,000. Looking at it, you can only say one thing: it's simply ideal. The reliability, handling, and durability of the W124 made it famous worldwide. Of course, it was a shame to let such a successful design fade away, and in 1997, 2 years after production ended, the Korean company SsangYong somehow managed to persuade Mercedes to sell the rights to the W124 platform. Under license, SsangYong created the Chairman model based on the W124 platform. The larger car featured a 3.2-liter, 220 horsepower engine from Mercedes-Benz, as well as the suspension, transmission, steering, and braking system, all from the W124. The Korean car's body isn't a direct clone, but the load-bearing elements are the same as the W124's, as they house the mounting points for the suspension and drivetrain, though the overall body is considered original. From its very beginning, the German brand Mercedes strove for perfection, and it achieved it by releasing the W124 series sedan. This model won the hearts of many car enthusiasts. 2.5 million units were sold, a record figure for its time. If you asked me which car from the 90s I would call the best, I would answer the Mercedes in the W124 body. This was About Cars channel. See you soon, guys!